Hi, this is Dr. Wooten. In this presentation, I'm going to use Unity to build a prop that I want to use in a video for machine learning. So let's go ahead and open a new scene, have a new scene. So I'm going to put down a floor, and then I'm going to go grab a picture of what I'm trying to draw, or what I'm trying to build. So I want to build Stanford Cart they built. Alright, so we need a good picture of this. I like this one. Alright, so they saved it over the one I already had grabbed. So I will import that as an asset. Alright, so we need some wheels. So I'll create a cylinder, rotate it 90 degrees, but we want to do that in the x-axis. Nope, we want to do it in the z-axis. We want to make it shorter, so I'll make it 0.1, and wider, so we'll make it 2 and 2. So that we have a wheel. I'm going to go ahead and set it in its approximate place. Now this isn't going to be perfectly to scale, I just needed to illustrate the point. Let's call this front wheel 1. Now because I named it wheel 1, when I duplicate it, it'll be wheel 2, wheel 3, wheel 4. And I'm going to build it vertically, so I'm not going to draw it in the view that is shown. And then I want to duplicate this one. I duplicated the first one because I want to be able to just slide it into position. Now you can also cross-verify these by picking up these two. Actually, we want the Z direction to be the same. This up here tells me the direction I'm looking at. So negative 2.5, we'll go ahead and make them both. So now they're lined up. The other two should be lined up as well, but we'll double check them. Alright, so now that we have that, we need to build a frame. I'm going to go ahead and turn it upright. Alright, so what else do I need? I need the cart itself. And if we look at the picture now, I can move the plane, or I can move the... Let's go ahead and put this in its own game object. This will be the cart. The 4 wheels are part of the cart, as well as the cube, which I will name in a minute. So now if I want to move this, I can pick up the cart and move the cart out of my view. I think that's good because we might need to make this plane shorter, because when it comes down, there's a hook. So I'm going to go ahead and make that hook in PAINT3D because it requires curves that aren't available in Unity. So I'm going to take a 3-dimensional object. I'm going to take this shape right here. And export it. And I export it as a model into the game I'm working on, which is not this file. Make it one of my assets. So when I go back to the game, I have that piece to play with. So I want to change my perspective again. I want to get close to this. So it actually has both the cardboard backing and the, I don't want the canvas, I just want the wheel, the part. So I'm going to break the prototype, delete this, and then what I have left is the piece, which is so small you can't see it. Let's make it 250. Alright, I don't like the color of it, so we're going to put a piece of material on it. So then I'll move this above the wheelbase. So I'm going to zoom in on this piece. I want 2 of them. So I'm going to create an empty game object in this. This will be called the wheel well, or that's what I'm going to call it. And we'll need to put the root in there. And I'm going to call this root 1. In parentheses, I think it needs to be in parentheses for it to number it properly. So to duplicate, Control D. Then I want to spin this around 180 and move it into place. So I need to view this from the top. I'm going to go ahead and turn this piece off so it's not in my way. Alright, so that's what I figured. What happened is that the center of mass is offset, so when we rotated it. Alright, so let's view that from this side again. Alright, it's pretty good. Now we want to take the whole wheel well and center it to the wheel this way. And we want to put it over the wheel this way. Alright, we need 4 of those, so I'm going to call this wheel well 1, and I will duplicate it. And then I'm actually going to pick up both of them and duplicate them at the same time. Now I probably should have finished it and put the bars down, but we'll figure that out in a second. Alright, so we got to start to this. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this piece. And I want to extend it. I don't think I can stretch it because it's going to bend the shape, so what I need to do is add a cylinder. It's too big. Make it in diameter like 0.2, maybe 0.15, and maybe 0.5. We'll stretch it as we need it. See if it fits. Looks like it fits pretty well. I'm also going to make it the same metal color. I'm going to make it part of wheel well 1. Alright, that fits better. Okay, so now that's what I'll do. Oh, let me go ahead and call it cylinder 1. I don't have a better name for it other than maybe prong. And then I'll move that over here. And I'm going to check it from the other direction. Looks very good. And so what I may do is just go ahead and finish this because it's got to connect to the wheelbase and then just duplicate it again. So I'll, for now, go ahead and remove these because I need to make a prefab. Alright, it is long enough, so let's look at the picture again, see what else, other details we need to add. So we need to add a spoke. So, well, I have solid wheels, so it's not exactly the same. If I wanted, let's go ahead and make it look more realistic. Let's go to PAINT3D. We'll get rid of this. And we'll try to make a better wheel. So that's quite a thick, so we're going to make it really thin to start with, that way, because it takes on the same dimensions, and then if you change it, you only change it in the dimension you see. So that should be thin all the way around. Let's check it out. Yep, much thinner. Alright, so we will take that piece, and I'm going to simply make it go through, even though each one should stop in the middle. I'm going to make it look like it stops in the middle. And then I'm going to pick these two up, copy both of them at the same time, and flip them so that I've got it perfectly symmetric. And as you see, they look like they meet in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and group these, center it to the canvas to the best of my ability, and export it. Alright, so when I go back to Unity, it will be there. How much time do we have? Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. As you see, I've got a good start on it, and if I go to my assets, I have my wheel. So let's make it a little bit larger. We had to make the other one 250 times, so I'll make the assumption that this is the same factor. Let's go ahead and rotate it. and move it into position. We'll also make it just a little bit bigger. Alright, so what I'm going to do is get rid of this one because this is the one where I was building the well. Move it over. Actually, I'm going to probably attach it to the wheel well. And then what I'm going to do is look at it in more detail because I think I want to make the spokes. I think I can make the spokes, which should be the nodes, the same silver color. Let's check it out. Alright, so we have a beautiful wheel. I'm going to go ahead and delete the other wheels because I'm going to replace them with this one once I finish putting the... Alright, so there's our beautiful wheel that we will attach. And you know what? I want the bar smaller, so I'm going to remove the tire from the wheel well for a minute. Because otherwise, if I stretch this or squish it, it's going to affect the tire as well. I don't want it to do that. So we'll make it 0.75, maybe 0.5. Move it up a little bit. And so I'm going to put a rod through the center of the tire. Pretty close to the center of the tire, so what I'll do is I'll put it in the tire and tell it to center itself. Now remember what I said, I've centered it to the canvas the best of my ability. Notice it's not perfectly centered. So what I'll do is, for a brief second, turn the wheel well off and move this perfectly into place. Because if I ever want to make this move, then the tire will need to be a subset of the, because what I'll do is make this rotate, and when this rotates, it'll make the tire rotate from where it's located. So I'll call this, instead of cylinder, we'll call this tire mounting, or tire mount. And then we will turn our wheel well back on and look at it from the side and up. We need to move it into place. Alright, so I need the tire to be centered to the wheel well, to the tire mount, and then I need the tire mount to be centered to the wheel well. Alright, so now I have a perfectly working, I haven't put any rotation on it, but I can make this work and rotate if I so choose. But I think we'll cut it there for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.